Hello there. Welcome to the day Tradestor. It's September 30th, last day of the month. And there is not much going on in the market today. If we zoom in, we can take a look at today's candle, and it might be because we are looking at a possible government shutdown this evening. So there's been little to no activity all day long, although we did have 3 of our stocks that we own send some possible sell alerts this morning. I'm pretty sure we have 2 that will be able to sell, and one of the companies will probably just be writing a sell order on. Well, we just got a green candle, so that's pretty exciting. Hopefully that'll move up for the rest of the day. Let's go ahead and expand this back out. We're going to take a look at our first stock, which is Goldman Sachs. We'll see if we're still in a possible sell alert situation. And we are. All right, Jay, that's from my day trading strategy. So Goldman Sachs, we had a original cross back here, Monday, Friday, Thursday. So Wednesday, we had an original cross. Then we opened down, which was a continuation. However, price went back up, so we did not sell Goldman Sachs because we didn't have a continuation. And then we had price move up the last 2 days as well. And then we do have a big price move down, and we're going to consider this a continuation of this original cross 4 days ago. We are not going to consider this an original brand new possible sell alert or trigger, even though in normal situations, if like right here, this would have been a trigger. It would have sent us a sell alert the next morning, and we would wait to see if we have continuation down. And on this candle, as I just said, it did not have a continuation down, which means the price needs to be lower than the close of the previous day's candle. However, we do have that today. Since we have everything going in it's starting to roll over and starting to go down. Our fast moving averages looks like it might be headed in a downward trend. We have RSI headed down over the past week. We also have the MACD indicators starting to turn down and roll over. Now with Goldman Sachs, I like to have 1 share per book, maxed out at 4. So we're going to sell 1 book. And we're going to sell that hopefully at $790.18. We did. And the $790.18 is a stock that I bought at $768. We'll just round that up to 70. And so we're looking at roughly $20 in profit on that share. Now, this has been a nice run of Goldman Sachs for the last 3 months. I've been day trading it since we transferred over into our new account. You can see the number of day trades that I've made on Goldman Sachs. And the stocks that I day trade are the stocks that I swing trade with. Now, we do have 2 more stocks to take a look at. One is Unity Software. That is U. And you can see we are definitely in a downward move right now. Not only do we have price moving below both the fast and the slow moving averages, we have the fast moving average cross below the slow moving average yesterday. We have a continuation of that move. And if you're new to my channels, when I swing trade, whenever we have the fast moving average cross below the slow moving average, I like to sell everything I can if I'm able to sell at a profit. And if I can't, then I'll write a sell order for those that I'm unable to sell. Right now, we currently have a sell order for 8 shares, which is 1 book. And I like to have 4 books when I'm maxed out when the fast moving average crosses above the slow moving average. Now I like to have 8 shares per book when it comes to Unity Software. So right now I have 16 shares, which is 2 books, but we will be able to sell those at a profit. Current price is $39.86, and I bought those at $37 and $36. So we're going to sell 16 and bump this up to 16 and make sure we're in the red column at $39.84. So from $39.84 to 36, and we'll just round it to $36.50. $36.50 to $39.84. We'll round that down to $39.50. So that's roughly $3 profit per share at 16 shares. So that's roughly $48 in profit on the sale of those 16 shares of Unity Software. And we'll keep this limit order for 8 in case price moves back up, or at least at some point when it does in the future move back up, we'll be able to sell it at a profit. We do have one more stock today that we received a possible sell alert on, and that is NRG. However, I looked at this earlier and we were not going to be able to sell it. We're just going to be placing some sell orders. We have price yesterday crossed below our fast moving average. We have a clear continuation of that move down. Price is currently at 161.98, which is below my purchase price of 175. So I currently have 6 shares, which is 2 books. I like to have 3 shares, as you can tell by this limit order. I like to have 3 shares in each book. So we'll be placing another limit order for 3 shares. So we're looking for NRG. Come to our watch list, right click. We're looking to sell 3 shares. Now, energy, I bought that at 175 cents. So we go to the first digit, which is in the hundreds place. We take 10% of the first digit, and that is going to be 10. So that's going to be 10 cents that we add to 175.03, making it 175.13. So 175.13 cents. Good till cancel extended hours and confirm and send. And there's our limit sell order for all 6 shares, waiting for a price to turn back around, and we'll be able to sell these at a profit. All right, so I had roughly $40 when we started making the video, and by selling those shares, I'm up to just a little over $1,400. And that's how much I have to possibly purchase some stocks that we received some possible buy alerts on today. And between the alerts that we received today and the previous days of alerts that we weren't able to act on, we should be able to easily purchase $1,400 worth of stocks. And the first one we're going to take a look at for today is CrowdStrike, which is CRWD. And CrowdStrike, we had price 2 days ago on Friday move above our fast moving average. We had a continuation of that move yesterday, but we weren't able to purchase. We didn't have enough funds. Now we do have price moving back down from yesterday's close, so that's maybe a possible purchase. We're going to go ahead and take a look. I like purchasing stocks when we just have green after green after green. Sometimes when we get a red candle, it can just be the beginning of a short-term trend down. And if I were to purchase it now, it would be a good purchase in the end, because CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. CrowdStrike is a leader. They're not the biggest. Palo Alto is the largest cybersecurity company. But either way, CrowdStrike would be a good purchase. But let's go ahead and take a look at Cisco. Here we have a pretty decent cross. We just have the fast moving average crossing last week across the slow moving average. So this is a good signal. However, I'm already maxed out with all 12 shares. For Cisco, I like to have 3 shares in each book, maxing out at 12. So what we'll do is when we do have a cross of the fast moving average above our slow moving average, any sell orders, especially after we have a continuation of that move, I cancel all of those sell orders. Just in case price moves one morning or one evening and we come in, we don't want price to trigger that purchase, and it would have kept on going beyond that price. As you can see, sometimes price moves pretty quickly. Now this was from here, we're looking at a 70.30 to 72.55. That's a $2.20 move. I was significantly higher than $2.20, so it's unlikely that we would come in tomorrow and there'd be a sale of our stocks. But that is the strategy that I employ whenever we have any limit orders. When we have a confirmed cross of the fast moving average above the slow moving average, I cancel those orders. All right, next on the list, or a buy alert today, is Microsoft. I haven't held any Microsoft in a while. Microsoft. There we go. All right, those are some day trading stocks that we just sold. So on Microsoft, now Microsoft is currently a little over $500 in value. So I cannot purchase all 4 books, which for Microsoft is 1 share per book. but I will purchase 2 shares. So we're going to purchase 2 shares of Microsoft at the 516.65. And that should, okay, price moved on us, 516.18 or 78. That's moved again, 516.82. All right, we bought those at 516.79, and that would be a little over $1,000. So that's $1,032, which leaves roughly $400 more left that I have to purchase stocks. Now, I also day trade, so I'm going to go ahead off video and place a sell order for Microsoft for my day trading strategy. Now, when I'm making videos, I typically set sell orders a little bit higher than my purchase price because I don't have time to look at my charts and observe the actual price action as price is moving on my stocks that I own. So we've got that day trading sell order set, and the next stock that we're going to take a look at is Palantir. I know I don't have enough money for that because they're currently 181, and I like to have 8 shares per book. Right now we have 1 book. And I can't go back to CrowdStrike because that is a $500 stock. So we'll look at some alerts that we received yesterday that I was unable to purchase for the lack of funds. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at, oops. All right, and the first one we're going to take a look at is an ETF, XLY. That didn't go, XLY, enter. And that is an ETF for consumer discretionary. We have price moving down, so that we had a cross yesterday, but we do not have a continuation of that move, even though we had price move above. Actually, it moved above on Friday, and we got the alert yesterday, but I did not purchase, possibly for lack of funds, and I'm certainly not going to be purchasing that. So the next one that we're going to be looking at is going to be another ETF on XLF. I had to cross that off my list. So XLF, this is a financials. And the same thing, we had price move across 2 days ago. We had continuation where we were unable to purchase any additional stocks, but we do not have a continuation of that move. Price has reversed. So now we'll take a look at Roku. Although I believe I am maxed out on that in reference to the shares I like to own, which is 8, yes. So I'm going to take a look at my list off video so I don't have to keep wasting our time. All right, I found one of the stocks that we're actually able to purchase. XLI is an ETF for industrials. What we had on Friday, we had price move and close above our fast moving average. We had continuation of that move, even though yesterday was an all-day downward trend of that move, which is why I probably didn't buy anything yesterday if I did have the money. So it would have been one of those 2 reasons on why I did not purchase. But we do have a continuation of the move of this cross, even though price is lower than the open of yesterday's close. It's higher than, or excuse me, it's lower than yesterday's open, but it's higher than yesterday's close. So we have a continuation of price and an upward trend. Now for XLI, I currently have 1 share, which is 1 book. I like to have 1 share for each book, and that's currently sitting in a limit order. We're going to cancel this order because we have our fast moving average above our slow moving average. So we're going to cancel that limit order, and we're going to purchase 3 shares. So that will max out our books of having 4 shares total, and hopefully we'll get it at 153.66. I do not have enough money to purchase at 153. Should have done the math. So we'll drop that down to 2. So that did not go. So we'll drop that to 153.70. And we got, no, that was a sell order for Microsoft that I set for my day trading. So I have to go ahead and purchase Microsoft again and set another sell order. All right, so we're still trying to purchase 2 shares of XLI. And those went that time. We got the 2 shares at XLI, and now I have to set a sell order for one of those books. Now, again, I typically do not place my day trading sell orders unless I'm on video. I don't have time to look at all the charts as in the price action as it's moving. So while I'm making videos, I just buy a stock and I set a day trading order significantly, maybe usually $1 higher than my purchase. And if it moves that much, then I just go right back in and buy. But for my videos and what I'm trying to show you is swing trading. I'm trying to encourage people who are either new to trading and they have a retirement account and they want to be a little bit more active and maximize their profits. I want to show that because I'm making money, they possibly can be making money as well. They just need a basic strategy. And my basic strategy in swing trading is to buy stocks at a cross. Now, I would have bought back here somewhere days or weeks earlier and then sell when it crosses back down. And right now, we had a cross. Now, we were able to not maximize the total number of shares that I like to purchase for this particular equity, but we did get 3/4. So we are 3/4 full. And hopefully we'll be on a trend for the next several, at least weeks, but possibly even the next several months of XLI. And then when that crosses, we look to sell. So this is a strategy that I'm showing in my videos for those of you who, again, are new to trading or do not have a trading account. I'm trying to encourage everybody who does not have a retirement account to open a retirement account and put whatever you can every week, which is, I would hope that $25 would be something that you can afford to put into your account, and then you can start trading that. But with that said, we have exhausted all the funds that I comfortably would be able to use for today's purposes of buying any stocks. So we are done selling and buying for today. So we'll take a look at our watch list so we can go over the brief activities that we did. So Goldman Sachs, for GS, we sold 1 share, I believe. Yep. And then we sold 16 shares of Unity Software. We put a sell order for a book of NRG, and we just bought Microsoft, and we just bought XLI. So if you are new to trading and you have an account, you could do some research, look at the charts, and maybe you'll consider buying Microsoft or XLI. And if you choose to follow me, I'm making videos every day. At some point, I will be making a video where we sell Microsoft or where we sell XLI at a profit, or at least place a sell order at a minimum if we're not able to sell it at a profit. And for the stocks that we do not sell at a profit, we just hold until we are able to sell them at a profit. So that is everything that we did for today. Now it's time to take a look at our actual realized gains and our portfolio performance up to date. All right, for today, through my swing trading and my day trading strategies, I made $318.52, and that is for today. Now, for the month of September, I have a total realized gains of $10,767.84. If you're new to the videos, every day I show you my realized gains. At the end of the week, I show how much gains I had for the week. And then at the end of the month, I show you the gains that I've had for the end of the month. And I do this so I can gain trust, because it is your trust that I'm looking for. There's no reason to follow me or possibly copy some of my trades or try to learn from my strategy if you don't trust me. If you just think I'm some guy out here making videos that don't make any sense or that don't work. And at the end of the day, I don't just show my realized gains, I show my portfolio performance to date. I opened this account on August 19th. I had to transfer all the funds from this account to this one because I accidentally put my account information on the video that I had to delete once I saw it in review. But just in case somebody saw it for the hour or so that it was up on YouTube, I had to cancel that account. But this new account that we opened on August 19th to date is performing at 6.71% compared to the S&P 500 at 4.05%. So we're performing 2.66% better than the S&P 500. The old account, we ended up at 16.26% for year to date, and the SP 500 was at 10.54. And if we combine the two, my performance on my account is 22.97% compared to the S&P 500 at 14.59% for the year from January 1 to September 30th. I am performing 8.38% better than the S&P 500. I hope through this that I gain your trust. I hope that I gain you as a follower. I hope I gain you as a subscriber. I hope you find the information that I'm giving you useful enough that you would give my information for the day Tradestor to some of your friends and family and coworkers who do not have a retirement account or who are trying to trade and they're not profitable. But it's now 6 o'clock in the evening with the S&P 500 ended up actually going up. So at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock is called the power hour. And the reason it's called the power hour is because a lot of traders come in and they'll trade from the open for about, maybe till about 11:30 or noon, and then they stop trading. And then they come back in about 2 or 2:30. And these would be people who are actually day traders. The middle of the day, sometimes 10:30 to 2, 11 to 2:30. That's a really slow period of the day, overwhelming majority of days. So day traders who do this every day, many of them, they'll just trade a little bit in the morning and then they'll come back for the afternoon, and it's called the power hour when they come back and they start trading. We were basically red almost all day until 3 o'clock. At one time, my portfolio for the day was actually down almost $800. But 3 o'clock hit and the market started moving. I mean, it just changed direction and it flew up for the rest of the afternoon, so much so that it wiped out that $800. And I actually ended up today, my portfolio at $16.20 to the good. So it was a green day when all day long it was red, and I thought we were going to end red. So it's a pretty exciting hour. And if you are a trader and you've experienced enough days of witnessing the power hour, it can be a pretty exciting and a pretty cool hour to experience. All right, so I started the chart of the day. The chart of the day today is Dell. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to our 1 day, 1 minute chart, and we're going to show you Dell Technologies. Well, here we go. So Dell went up almost 6%. It was 5.88% from open to close. And one of the reasons they went up is that JP Morgan, they gave them an upgrade, and they gave them a price upgrade to $145. So when they started the day, they were at $133. They went up a little bit, and you can see, so we have the open. Here's 9:30 open, and then they went up to about 10:30. So from 10:30 for the entire day up until, say, 1:45, they really didn't do too much. You can see at 2 o'clock, they started taking off. So this exemplifies what I was just saying about power hour. And then they went from 137.91 to 141. So they rose roughly $5 this morning, and then they rose a little over $4.50 in the afternoon. So that was a good bit of news. A lot of stocks, they will travel one direction or the other depending on whether it's good news or bad news. And today, coming from JP Morgan, was good news. We actually had Dell at the beginning of the day. We had 4 shares at the beginning of the day. If I were maxed out, I'd have 8. Right now, I only have 2 books, each book having 2 shares. Now, you can see I did a little bit of day trading on Dell. At the open today, I was actually, this price is actually below my purchase price. I actually had purchased 2 shares at $140.13, and the other 2 shares were purchased at $140.45. So I was unable to do any day trading until after the price crossed the $140 barrier that I had from my purchase. So here are the 2 shares that I bought at $140.12. I sold them for 10 cents higher, and then as price dropped and then started to rise, I bought back in. It just so happens to be a coincidence that I bought them back in at $140.22. So other than the 20-cent gain for the 2 shares, I didn't buy in back fast enough when price was low, but at least I bought back in where we sold. So really there was no benefit there really. And then these two shares I sold at 6 cents higher, or excuse me, 4 cents higher. So not a lot of gains there. And then unfortunately, sometimes this happens. I ended up buying what 26 cents higher than what I sold it at. So we missed that little gain there. And that happens sometimes, but at least it's an insignificant amount of money that I missed the actual gain on. You know, we're looking at 50 cents. At any rate, this is the chart for the day. Dell had a great move today. Hopefully you are in Dell. If you're trading and you currently don't hold Dell, you might want to do a little bit of research. Take a look at JP Morgan's report on why they upgraded Dell, why they upgraded them to 145. Like again, they started at 133, so there's $4 left from that upgrade. But there's nothing to stop it at 145. It can go to 148, 150, 160, 170 before it comes back down to 145. So with that, we are done. We're going to go back to our S&P 500 chart, come back to our 3 month and a day, and we're back at the S&P 500 again. What a great move at the end of the day. So there's another day down. It is September 30th, so last day of September. It is Tuesday, and I hope you all have an absolutely amazing rest of your Tuesday afternoon.